I still got it. In your face, kid. You might be a little gung shy, right? After wrecking it.
Maybe.
Maybe, which is understandable. So, anyways, this go-kart has a long history with us, right? Before, there used to be some fenders on this. I made some metal fenders. You can see some of the holes here that I had on. Just because, you know, we were getting a lot of mud, and we also have 2 large dogs, so we were getting worse than mud, flying up and hitting us on the back and whatnot. So I put those fenders on, and then one day the go-kart attacked, didn't it? And so viewer discretion is advised. I'm going to pop a few pictures in now. It's going to come from one of these ways. So it got me good. The quill got me. And then right here on my leg, I don't know if you guys can see that scar, is the damage done. And then you've wrecked it. And at one point it tried to self-destruct. I had this bad boy in the back of our truck, and the tire, it got so hot back there in the back of the truck with the black bed liner. I don't know what happened. The tire blew. I always put it right at the max PSI so I can see, you know, if it gets hot, the tire expands. It let loose. So I'm also going to drop some photos right here of that, so you can see the carnage. But just sitting, a gunshot, a bomb went off is what it sounded like, and that tire let loose. So we still love the go-kart. It's still fun to rip. 9 horsepower. It'd be great to get a little bit more. So until we get a little bit more, we'll rip around on this one. So when you have awesome go-kart rippers, sometimes things happen, and sometimes you have to repair those things. One of the things that recently happened is a little bit of carnage. So the go-kart got tangled up with a stump, and it had bent one of the control arms, A-arms, I'm not sure what you want to call it. But it's this piece here. So what we've done is bent it back. It was bented both back like this and then also up as a double bend, and we added some additional gusset, and then I just fogged it with some really high vis color to you know, remind us of the issues. Speaking of reminding us what happened, let me pan up to the cause of this accident. So what happened, Amelia? How did one of the wheels come off?
I was driving and I hit a stump. I don't know. I was going about 200 miles per hour, and I was going up the hill over there, and I hit a stump.
What happened when you hit the stump?
Maybe one of the wheels came.
Were you okay?
Yeah.
Why? Because you were wearing a
Good protection helmet.
We're gonna start adding some grease in. Gotta make sure this bushing's nice and greased up. Each side here. Make sure the bolt is. So now we're gonna try to join this back together the best we can. And squeeze. And squeeze. Right. Now we'll get the shocks, struts on. This doesn't appear to be bent. It might be bent a little bit, but I mean, it's not like we're putting 1,000 miles on this thing. It's going to be completely fine. There might be some bushing wearage, so that might be on the list of things to get one day. New shocks. It's coming along real nicely. A guy at work helped me out by welding that gusset on, which was a huge, huge help. Okay, now this might be an issue. See this curvature right there? Probably need to straighten that up, but I'm gonna check to see what it would look like without it first, if I don't straighten it up, just to have a good idea. Now I don't think it'd be a huge issue, except for maybe the angle of this tie rod. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to heat this up and get it straight. Obviously MAP gas is gonna be better than, because it's butane, but it is going to get it hot enough, and then we're just going to take the old hammer to it. But first, we'll need to make sure got a newer SS Camaro just ripping up and down the road. I don't know who it is, but I'd like to be their friend. Anyways, what I'm going to have to do is get this nice and red hot.
But it's already red.
Okay, yes, but the metal needs to be red hot. I don't know if I can actually get that with butane. So, just gonna get it, just keep baking it for a while. Get a few minutes on there. It's already been baking for a bit. Bring it out here and start hammering on it. See if we can get it to explode in our faces. So. Well, looky there. I'd call that success. That's gonna be as good as we can possibly get it today. Let's clean it up some, maybe with some paint, and put her back together. We're not trying to make a show car here. We just wanted to stop from rusting. Here is my beautiful assistant with her handiwork. Ta-da! Pop this wheel right off the bead. I don't know if this dent was already there, but this one and this right here definitely has some rather fresh red paint on it. So, you know, luckily they really hit this offset, kind of bounced and moved the go-kart back. So, looks like the actual bead where it sits still is still fine. So we'll air this up, put some grease on all our joints and tighten everything back up. I think we're ready to rip once more. How do you feel about popping the wheel? You hit it so hard, you pop the wheel.
Oh yeah.
At this point, you guys should be aware of Go Power Sports. Great website. Well, we've got a ton of parts from them for not only this go-kart, but another go-kart I built with Amelia. It's a little bit smaller, yeah, our gold go-kart. We'll get that one going. By the way, with that gold go-kart, we're having some issues. It's one-wheel drive, which is fine, but it has an old Tecumseh engine on it, and every bump we hit, the engine cuts out. If you guys know of any tricks to get that float bowl, I mean, I've moved it up and down, I've cleaned the carb out, and it happens constantly. So without, doing too much work, if you guys have any suggestion, I'd love to hear it. We'll get this back together, buttoned up, and we'll show you when it's buttoned up, and we'll take it out for a maiden voyage, born again maiden voyage. I don't know how it works. We're gonna put it back on its own wheels for the first time in, let's say, about a month. Let's see how the suspension gets. Go ahead and bring it down here. Just kidding, it wasn't too heavy. All right. So we have some nice gap there. Turning the wheel, no interference. That looks pretty good. So this is the part of the bumper that was bent. You can see got a little bit of a stump, as Amelia had told you. So what we're gonna do is, I don't have a real good vise, but I do have a really nice sweet gum tree. I'm gonna put it in there and just kind of use my body weight and strength to try to pull it as straight as I possibly can.
You're bending the tree.
Bending the tree, not bending the metal.
No, I can see.
I think it's bending the tree. I mean the metal some, right? A little bit better. It's a warm one out. Also, it's not real easy bending metal with bare hands. So I think this will get us where we need to be. We'll check when it was bent at the extreme angle, had a bit of tire interference, and now I don't think we will. Or instead of it mounting like this, and go ahead and flip it so that bent in area is above the wheel and on the other side. When it comes time to put the bumper on, I think if we did this, let's see, it doesn't look like we'd get interference, but if we really want to make sure, we could flip it over. So this is above that wheel, and we're far, far, far from it. You know, just for ripping around the yard right now, I think we'll go ahead and test it out without this bumper on it. What do you say, Bill? You want to ride with me? You want to drive? No, you're not driving. That was a joke. Back together. Tolerances look good. Double check the bolts. I think we're going to be just fine for a test rip. Let's see how this old Briggs fires up. It can be finicky sometimes, a little cold-blooded. It's 90-some degrees out today, so it should be fine. What do you think? Oh, nice. There's a little crack in the spark plug wire. That got me. All right, let's go for a rip. What do you say? Safety first, of course. What do you think? Just take it easy or go full rip? Full rip? I like your style. Woo, yeah! Pretty good, doesn't it? All right. There's a little bit of a wobble in this wheel from the rib being hit. I'm gonna move the camera and let you guys take a look, okay? All right, now watch the gap right here between the wheel and this steering lever. Alright, you see that wobble? Not too bad. probably got a little helmet here. Anyways, well, what better way to get back in the saddle after wrecking a go-kart than racing around the yard? What do you think? The Rowton Motor Speedway track. So we have 5 to 6 acres here. We got a loop around probably 4 of them, maybe 3 of them. I don't know. Anyways, you get the idea. You'll come along with us, but we're going to time it, right? From this little hoop right here all the way around and back and see what we get. Who do you think is going to win?
Me.
You?
Me. Vote for me in the comments below, or for him.
Perfect. You are lighter. I'm a better driver. Maybe, maybe not.
So
I haven't wrecked a go-kart.
I can go faster than you though.
Okay.
Like, I have gone faster than you before you even got that fast.
It's infallible logic. So, all right, we'll see. Nothing but to do it to it, or however that saying goes. 1, 2, 3, go! By 4 seconds. You see that there? Well, doll baby, who won then?
Me.
Did you? You know, my 40 seconds to your 44 seconds. 44 is just because it's higher is not better. This isn't basketball. This is golf. The lower, the better. So I won. That's right. 240 pounds versus 70 pounds.
Like
I still got it. In your face, kid. You might be a little gung shy, right? After wrecking it.
Maybe.
Maybe, which is understandable. So I think something that you guys might like to do is learn how to ski or take the go-kart up on 2 wheels. Right? I just preached about safety and all that good stuff, but let me tell you what I actually do when I'm on a go-kart. Is just a complete blast, right? It's only a machine, you know, it only costs a few $100. I like to repair them anyways. And one of the things I like to do is just ride on 2 wheels for as long as possible. It's a really fun thing to do. So how do you do this, right? So you want to make sure you get enough speed coming up. At that point, you show them this field real quick. We got a nice open area, bring it back. Got a nice open area, right? So we're not going to hit any stumps or trees. You come around, make sure you have enough speed. Start cutting the wheel, right? You're gonna feel the back end start to slide. Right when the back end starts to slide, like you're drifting the rear end out, try to pitch your weight as much as you can towards the outside of that corner, and it'll help pull that weight up. I like to turn my head, so if you're looking from behind, I'm going this way. I like to turn my head so my head is still perpendicular to the ground. It provides a little bit better balance, and therefore you can ride it longer. So get going with speed, start turning. Once you feel the rear end start to slip, pitch your weight and ride it as best as you can and enjoy doing so. So we're gonna give it a shot right here. Let you guys see what it's like.
Behold the masterpiece of two wheels. Here it comes. Ready? Watch closely.
Make sure that you always have the proper safety gear on. Safety first, not safety second. So until next time, stay safe and
Race till your end of the life.
no, it's stay safe and show them your tail lights. I'll get her trained up. Have a good one, guys.